Today is November 15th, but you might be seeing it a week from now. And I wanted to talk about the real religion here, the natural order of things. So, they talk about love and or God. How about that? And we have to see that's what, like, say, Christ Jesus was trying to tell us to become more like that. Like, say, okay, so more loving, more godly, perhaps. Maybe, whatever that is. But you can get a good feel for how that is if you had an alive woman for a mother. Yeah, see, the term alive woman, or see, no more, it's the term dead woman has been coined in psychology. Don't kill the messenger, okay? Yeah. Describing the kind of woman that stays with an abusive person right in front of her kids, especially, right? That's what is not good. It's for neither boy or girl. So we can go on and on about this and talk about like what's the right way to be when it comes to boy and girl there, or men and women, but the subject matter of boys and girls being born to women only, that's the only possibility here. See, that women have children here, men can't. Okay, just talking the truth, and again, don't kill the messenger. See, it's a very touchy subject matter for some immature people that don't put two and two together correctly, and that's okay. I mean, it's not okay, but it is okay. I mean, what if the kids were watching, right? Say, well, yeah, no, I've only seen females have kids. Men don't. I guess we can brush up on our language and say, what do you mean have? Well, literally, give birth to, okay. Yeah, so what happens there with the human being is that both boys and girls come out of her. And now I want to jump and talk about the DNA. What they say, science says, is that the woman gets both the man's and the woman's genes, the mother and the father's genes, and the man gets 100% all of the mother's genes. How about that? Isn't that a trip? Ajikusha, ma, papi, ro. And that's just the way it's designed. And yeah, if you look into a man's face, you can see their mothers, like, you can see. Yeah. So anyway, and okay, so the expression coming out of the organism, the two, okay, first of all, scientifically, we do see it, that men and women are very different. Sorry, I gotta look at my cat now. She's really getting into trying to get, just totally get in the way with what I'm trying to do here. It's a very controversial subject matter, but I thought I would dare start getting into it because there could be wounding in one area. Now, I was going to talk about, I guess it's Black Moon Lilith is some point in the sky that we don't talk about that's significant in astrology and in history, right? We have that character of Lilith versus the other character, right, which is Eve, is the more prominent character. See, that character, of course, I'm bringing it up as a channel. We have Venus is going to conjunct Black Moon Lilith, but all of the planets in Scorpio are. I'm pretty sure it's Black Moon Lilith is at late degree Scorpio, and so we're gonna as well as it's kind of sneaky with that. You see, I'm pretty sure aspecting these Scorpio planets, and it's actually very good to have Black Moon Lilith trining Jupiter and Saturn, Neptune, if that's also involved there too, which it should be, if indeed I'm right about Black Moon Lilith being at the late degree Scorpio. Because the planets are conjuncting Black Moon Lilith, Black Moon Lilith is ruled by uh, Pluto right now because it's in Scorpio, and then we look at Pluto over there in um, in Aquarius. I was going to say in humanity, which is definitely what it is very much testing all of humanity about what the truth is, and that's about everything. With Aquarius, there's a natural hookup to the truth. The reason why that they are connected to Valentine's Day, it's a heart matter. Aquarius rules the plasmatic field that the heart is actually connecting to. It's very much ruling the higher mind, which is the entire universe that, as you know it, if you're watching this, you have a physical body that operates in such a way that is the same for everyone. Basically, you are electrical. And yeah, the plasmatic field, the sky, the loving thoughts is what really tears them apart more, that they feel like they're going into an abyss that they don't understand. And it certainly is the most alive feeling that they've ever had, but they don't know how to confront it at 3 in the morning, waking up going, what's happening, with everything, really. Did you ever question the weirdness of what you're involved with here? Or are you just, boom, set off in this race, and then it's like, before you know it, I guess this sounds like the Pink Floyd song, 10 years has gone behind you and you don't know when to run and you miss the starting gun or something like that. I mean, you're fucking 80 years old now and apparently, well, see, let's get back to the underground and talking about what Scorpio wants to talk about, because Mercury is going retrograde back into Scorpio. See, it's not quite there yet. See, we've had it go into Sagittarius and November. See, I was just telling you about Mercury. I just wanted to talk about Mercury again. If you're tired of it, I'm sorry, but see, we're all being influenced. And isn't November moving quick? So we have 15th of November right now, and you'll probably see this in about 3 days after November or more. And so with Mercury inching back into Scorpio by the 20th. And once it does that, it begins with its ever so gentle healing, but very penetrative healing of our subconscious minds and the structures around what has caused the poor programming in the subconscious mind. And now I'm talking as humanity. We're all going through this together. We're having a moment. But it's going to be happening. See, with the Scorpio, if anybody can do it, Scorpio can. Scorpio is as you know, we just had Halloween, and that's where we are, as the Wicked Witch of the damned whole possibility of becoming, as far as the human being is concerned, the human evolution. And Scorpio is the part where the shaman, where we are now doing some funky stuff. I was talking about the religion here, which of course Libra is going to say it's love, but then Scorpio says don't forget the ritual, God, and it's called sex. Yeah, and whoa, really? My religion doesn't talk about sex, Shauna. Sit, have a seat. You're being fooled there, and of course your Ken doll and Barbie doll that you play with is missing something, right? It's kind of disappointing for the kids. They want to know, like, gosh, what is this? It's the most amazing center in my body that I've ever felt, but now I can't find it as a depiction of, not even on a dolly, and it's just too bad. I don't know. I have to get back to the ancient statues over there that they keep trying to ruin. So anyway, okay, so then Mars is in Sagittarius. It's going pretty darn quick, lickety split. By the middle of December, we'll feel it in the dreaded Capricorn, which I'm not really at all excited about that. Um, So we just have to keep up. We look at Pluto and we know that Uranus has been trining Pluto, which gives us a great feeling. But see, Uranus going back into Taurus is enabling the Sun later on to create an opposition with Uranus at around about the 22nd is when the Sun does that. But see, I was talking about Uranus. Okay, so now Mercury, sorry, is going cazimi a little bit there. It's trying to go cazimi, but it has gone retrograde and it's going back away from the Sun, which is interesting. But it does get very close there on the 20th. In fact, there's a little whip snap there that happens with the Sun and Mercury. It kind of goes like this. They're going to be conjunct, and it's so weird because it's exactly trine Neptune and Saturn. See, that's working on, along with Jupiter there, it tells us that we can begin to get a higher-minded view of what's really going on with the religious structure that has been influencing the collective on a global scale. However, that it would do that, we have to start thinking together and think with me a bit. Of course, it's through technologies. Like first it was the printing press, right? And then, how exactly did we mass collectively brainwash and mind bone everybody, basically? And I hate to tell you, but even further, see, politically, we can see it though. See, world news about Israel, which is its decimation over there. It's just turning into worse than Swiss cheese. It's not even just a practice target drill. It's the real thing of getting rid of the originators of that programming that I hate to say it, yeah, that mind bones everybody about the natural order of things, which I was trying to tell you in the beginning. And boy, it's minute 13. That's good. About right on time. If it was minute 18, I'd be like, man, I haven't told you yet. Women is the gods that you are seeking to become as or like or whatever, in case you did want to have power to have anybody. I don't want to talk about like this, like I say, under you, but a lot of people, that's what they think that's going on, is that you have dominion and you are the leader, and it's like, well, no, nobody really asks for that, or do they? Actually, they're privileged. It's humble to get in that position. You had no idea that going against the grain all the time got you a reward in your next lifetime. See, what I mean by going against the grain is that if you're an ego or a mind there, then you're lost to the body, basically, and so you're not going to be able to get into the curriculum that it takes to become, period. Becoming means you become a human being, and you see, you're really sensitive. Your body, oh, it's got tons of nervous system in it, right? And it's your brain, let alone your as an antenna. But you start using it as an antenna. Your whole body, though, is. So I was just trying to tell you about how your heart and it's your skeleton that I do think that is the main resonator. Acoustically, it begins to, like, the word sound comes up, but I really want to say it's a resonator. It's like, okay, so your skeleton and you holds your meat suit, but no, see, your meat suit is holding up your skeleton. It's really important to get into your body and exercise it. If the Mars thing didn't already tell you about this. See, we have Mars in Sagittarius, which is good to, like, you might be drawn to go to the outdoors and be in it more. I know I really appreciate it, right? Mars in Sagittarius here is just early still. We just had it go in on the 5th of November. And right now it's exactly on the 15th. I am gracing us all with it, being trine my ascendant, and like, hell was that? Oh, I gotta free some storage space up here. Pardon me while I do this. I'm just gonna do a little pause. It's taking a while, and I don't want to wait. I was telling you about the fire planets in the air, particularly Mars, which does awaken the fire side of of humanity, which has been kind of struggling for a minute there with all of the water in the air, and then having a little bit of a issue in general. How about that? I successfully used the pause button. So anyway, getting back to the main religion here, which involves finding a spiritual leader. That's what you kind of see, the image of that, or like the concept is there. Like, right, you're supposed to look up to somebody, right? See, but naturally, babes, a woman that has a bunch of children, maybe she's keeping things, we know the natural order of things. See, men are probably out there plowing the fields, not that women are not out there either. Really, everybody's working together really hard. Women work really hard, right? To make sense out of everything. Why? Well, because she has kids and she wants to make sense. See, and babes, it's not, I'm sorry. Okay, now I'm just speaking from my side of the organism, and I was about to say it's not really all up to men to make sense out of anything. And have you had any good experience with men making any sense out of anything? Sorry. They seem to be, I'm sorry. I'm 51 years old, and I'm just going by observation, and I'm not being biased and saying that I hate this quality or anything, except for, well, it does, it kind of gives you a little sense, like as a woman, you're like, okay, interesting, this person really doesn't know how to do a lot of things that are essential to the living space and conditions sanitarily, yeah. And so, but this is a condition. Now let's get back to the programming that's happening where you don't have the leaders visible, and therefore the schools are bullshit, because you notice there's mainly women as teachers though. But are those really women? See, there's dead women and then there's the alive women. Now, I'm not knocking your teacher. Everybody has a favorite teacher, even though they hated school, right? Or even though they did not hate school, they went through it. And there was a favorite somebody that really just look at their astrological chart. Most likely you got along with them better than all of the other teachers, and they were actually there to help along with, instead of just be a babysitting torture society. See, torture, oh my God, I'm sorry. So did I tell you that statistically, see, I come from a lot of times I try to come from the statistical studies that we already know that has happened through psychology, their efforts over there to write things down, and the big book of the statistical algorithmic playing of teachers when they go in there and end up needing somebody to talk to and release and maybe get a sounding board feedback or just to feel better about it. I don't know. But see, they go in there, 80% of them are there because they have a disturbing thought of wanting to torture the little children. I mean, literally do some physical torture and stuff like that, harmful, and that to the point where it disturbs them, and they go in and see, the thing is they don't know their subconscious programming is, as a narcissist, whoever wants to be a teacher like that, whoever wants to lord over somebody, like wants to. I was trying to tell you, like in the beginning, that nobody wants to be a leader. Nobody chooses that. No, it's an accident. And people start holding that person up saying, no, you did it for us, you did it. Come on. And see, that person who becomes the leader sure has a lot of trust, right? Has to have a lot of trust, really feels like they're taken care of, and then they are feeling safe enough to carry on with whatever they have to say, do, be, him away, right? For what? Well, a lot of the times, communications is just to realign you. It's to remind you. It's to resonate something. It's to just validate, confirm your own faculties, to tell you the truth. It's just a big yes thing. I didn't say a yes man. I said it's a big Yes, and take all like human desire out of it. What I mean is the desire of the mind, really. It's not any one person. It's just the truth there. Yeah, yeah. We're going to get into that more, but now that we have, with this going back into it's the last of the Uranus and Taurus, which we went through something for the last 7 years, if you remember. It got heavy duty towards the last degrees of Taurus, which that's the way it is with every sign when it gets into the 20s, off into 30 and starting to change over. It's like a cup spilling into the next one. It's a bigger cup, and it's just the evolution of human consciousness. If you want to know what's happening here, you are to wake up to the massive ocean, which is Pisces over there, and that's where we are. So we have Neptune at home in Pisces. You would think it would be just a great and a hunky-dory place for Neptune to be in Pisces, and it is. See, it's a big giant, while Neptune's in Pisces right now, Neptune is in Pisces. It's got the word tune in there. It's kind of beautiful. It points at the water. It's the most intelligent thing here that knows how to assume any position in order to express the possibility that God exists. And that's any medium from your TV set to your animator. That's why it's so controversial. That's why it's so very illusory is what I wanted to say. But there's where it brings the controversy to minds, because minds want to have a solid experience, especially of themselves, which can never happen. See, that's just the desire of mind, which is a problem. Begins to be a problem when now God and the mind are competing, right? And God is like, good luck, because just like the mind, it's a seven-headed dragon, and when you cut the head off at the base, and 9 more heads come up, and so they're both kind of going back and forth. It's possible to meet some spiritual people, perhaps storytellers and stuff, through this passage of Scorpio, where it's going to grand trine these planets that are happening, the Neptune and the Saturn. See, whenever we say Neptune and the Saturn right now in Pisces, it's the subconscious programming, highly religious at times, but it's all of our belief systems, really, having been structured by the Luciferian, really it's the satanic cult, I want to say it's the satanic cult, because Saturn is there. It's the poor programming that we're having to heal, and Neptune, believe it or not, is going to take part in all of that healing. See, it's the last chance right now with Neptune going back. See, it's the last chance to get your particular spiritual armory on, and get into your Calvary, because that's just what time it is. Because when Neptune goes back into Aries, which is this Mars ruled, it's not such the refreshment to even like say a lot of us warriors will be closing the book and saying, well, didn't you hear? Didn't you know? And now it's time that we are penetrating into the field. Really, it's called rebelling. Now, I just felt a bunch of my spies, who are narcissists, very paranoid people, really just, you don't know how to live, so you had a diarrhea squirt there when I said rebellion. And no, rebel is a word, babes. It's rebellion. You can see it better in the word rebellion, because now, okay, if you know about the ion, third eye, it's about the ions, okay? And you're on, all right, so now you're happening with it. Let's talk about, what I'm talking about is that interaction, rebellion. See, the bells. See, they removed all of the bells from your schools, your real schools. Perhaps it could be anybody's home that says, excuse me, but I want a bell on my property. Why? Well, she has kids coming anyway, so she's going to ring it probably how many times a day? I don't know, but see, the ringing of the bells. Music playing music beautifully together, tuned correctly with the right E-tune. Talk about Neptune with the right E-tune, with the right mediums through which to communicate sacred geometry, which reinforces your entire body into healing. See, Satan doesn't like that. And to go further, the mind doesn't like it. I mean, if it's too much mind there, it's not going to like somebody's freedom to reach for a higher learning tool that way. See, it's hard to see that music. Talking about music again is one of the way things that penetrates through the mind. It's like the mind surrenders and said, "Oh, I surrender to God." Right? That's what it's doing when it's listening to it. That's why it likes to listen to it. It's because God is there. What is God? It's the silence in between the tones. It's a very carefully measured space in between the tones that you hear that makes up music. It's mainly the silence there. It's space. It's the thing that allows all creation of creation. And a musician, usually Libra, if they're air signs, really play well together. They'll play the music up there on stage. It's like, what the hell? If it's a grand trine in air, it's like, whoa, this thing. Talk about the rebellion again. See, when you play in tune and you say the truth, that's all. Just when you are of the truth and you resonate as the truth, and it's not possible to say the truth, but see, you speak words into reality and it hits it and it begins to resonate. Now, with people, the heart experience, it goes in back into the mind receives, it's resonating. It's called resonating. If you can imagine, just communicating is for reinforcing. It's only for celebrating. You celebrate, you keep in resonation with each other. Yeah, yeah, if you're doing it right, that's all. What we need to talk about for the next 7, 20 years. Have to, because there's an effort to try and delete the real thing and your possibility, really, if you're listening to this, and you know, there still could be. I mean, you think that you're fucked up already, right? There's no use. No, there's still hope for everybody. I don't like the word hope. I say there's still a window of time for everybody, and really, no guru or even you have control of that. It's just a random thing here where some people were rendered up um, with just enough stress in their life that they went through a passage that brings them into space, the final frontier, God, the mind of God, and they kind of just are doing it. I was trying to tell you in the beginning, the leader, right? The leader, and if it's an honest society, unlike the West, and especially the United States, it's not honest. Like, but in the East, they revere it. They say, "Oh no, no, you did it, you were the one," and they build a little shrine, and they're just humble, and it's just a continued though. But really, that they know, no, when you become enlightened, when you become it's like a fire that has been lit inside of you. We have fire planets right now, and you're going to feel it. See, you probably do feel a little bit of it. It's hard to feel it though right now because the fact that see Mars is going into Sagittarius and it will square Saturn in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces. And we have a lot of water anyway, and we're doing water right now, folks. And it's like fire can help a little bit, but it's like hold off a bit. Hold off. I mean, the spirit is going to rise, and it's going to be nothing but like pure healing. And this is not good for the diseased people out there that are operating under a satanic cult who think that divide and conquer is the way to go, and you guys are just operating like a bunch of big babies that are not even evolved yet as human beings. Sorry, we're supposed to be doing that here, and that's what the astrology is trying to do for us. It points at the evolution of human consciousness, the I am. See, it could represent the very universe of I am. That's what I am. Or it's like the little baby comes out and says, "Peekaboo, really, I know what I am, bitch. Play this game with me. When I close my eyes, all of it disappears, and when I open it, it reappears. I am one with the universe. Who do you think you are, Mr. Big Stuff? You fucking men have so much to surrender to, and that is the real God that you bet that's what's going on here as a real religion that perhaps was. Now, I'm going to talk to you women now. Just set those babies aside. Babes, I'm talking to you now. Calm down a bit, because when it overflows with just a possibility here, see, if you're not alive and you're taking abuse from a narcissist and then you just throw it all up in the air and your poor child is left in the up in the air, does that fucking sound familiar? Of course it does. And who are you? Right? Yep, it's time to find tribe. You don't just isolate to one fucking abuser and then you don't use this thing right. 333 333.